This is a video that's kind of overdue in its making, but I'm really excited about it because we are getting back to the Bob. And on this particular day, we are going to be listening to the Basement Tapes. I'm kind of excited about this one, and I did some digging. I asked for some context, and just so everybody is aware, this particular thing is relevant because this happened right after the release of Blonde on Blonde. This is primarily released, recorded during 1967, and it happened apparently after Bob's motorcycle accident in July. So this happened kind of in his retreat. And if you have any kind of context yourself to provide, feel free. Apparently, the bulk of it was recorded between June and October of 1967, after the release of Blonde on Blonde and his accident. And the sessions were informal, with Dylan and the band jamming in the basement studio. The recordings were initially intended as demos for other artists to cover, but their quality and uniqueness led to their legendary status. It was released in 1975, but technically, in my listening journey, this falls chronologically in the right place. I asked Grok to give me the chronology here, so lays it out and let me know when the Basement Tapes should have been added. So anyways, we're going to be listening to that. I am pretty juiced about it, and just so I know, it looks like this was released. I'm just double checking how long it was. Had 76 minutes, and bingo bango, guys. I am going to hit the play button and get back into my chronological visiting of Bob Dylan. And in this context, the only thing about the band I know is the song The Wait. As best I can tell, I mean, there might be other songs that I know, but the one I am familiar with is The Wait. I know none of the musicians' names or anything like that. It looks like Bob has got a lute there that he's acting like is a violin, but I don't see a bow, so he's just kind of doing it, or a mandolin or a lute, something. I don't know. Either way, this is one I'm pretty eager about, guys. I'm gonna hit the play button, but before I do, it's very important to me that you know that you are awesome, that you are valuable, that you are important, that you matter, that you are deserving of love, and that I am abundantly grateful for even a moment of your time. If you like what you see, feel free to hit the like and the subscribe button. It goes a long way to help me out. If you really like what you see, leave a comment. I would love to hear from you, or join us on Twitch. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Arizona time, and I would love to have you by. Come discover music with us. Guys, without further ado, the Basement Tapes by Bob Dylan and the band, who I have not met yet really in any formal way. Released in 1975, recorded in 1967. Here we go. Bingo bango. Odds and ends.
I stand in awe and I shake my face. You break your promise all over the place. You promised to love me, but what do I see?
Very different
Just
sound.
you coming and spilling juice over me. Odds and ends, odds and ends. Lost time is not found again. Now you take your file and you bend my head. I never can remember anything that you said. You promised to love me, but what do I know? You're always spilling juice on me like you got some place to go. Odds and ends, lost time is not found again.
I feel like there's a lot of songs that have a sound like that, like where they drop the instruments and kind of do that one bar of acapella, like the Splish Splash, I've been taking a bath song, right? Splish Splash, I've been taking a bath. Like it really does carry a lot of different kind of and a lot of songs have a vibe like that, right? I do think I feel like immediately this sounds like kind of a different kind of Great Balls of Fire. Another one off the top of my head, but there is definitely an influential sound here. It certainly sounds like a raw recording with a whole bunch of dudes just playing and jamming in a basement. But I feel like that adds to the integrity of this sound, right? Like it sounds like a whole bunch of dudes having fun. And it wails. Like it actually wails. Who's playing guitar?
Now the heading up, my box is clean. You know what I'm saying and you know what I mean. From now on, you best get on someone else. While you're doing it, keep that juice to yourself. Odds and ends, lost time is not found again.
Honestly, a little bit of it reminds me of the instrumentation of The Dead, man. Like, I've been recently digging into The Dead. It's my wife's favorite band, and it's something that, like, ever since I listened to Morning Dew in Wonderland 74, or Winterland, forgive me, I've been like really digging in and enjoying it. Like, and just privately, I've done a couple of reactions, but that's just been kind of a more behind the scenes journey. But that really did kind of sound like live Dead a little bit, like when you hear them jamming, and that was kind of fun. Maybe the band is somebody, something I need to dig into. I know people have told me I needed to, check out a lot of their stuff over the course of time I've been doing this, but this is adding validity to that. And it's kind of cool to hear Bob fronting something like this. I mean, I've heard a little bit of it before in his albums, but I don't know. This gives me more of a less. Maybe it's because the intention wasn't to be a studio jam that it feels like there's no pressure to it, and it feels like it's a little bit easier going. Not that Bob ever seemed like a guy that had pressure, but if that makes any sense, I feel like you can hear that this was made for the sake of making music. How long was Bob in like retreat for and out of the public eye? Like, this seems like to be very early on after the accident, right?
I had a hard time waking this morning. I got a lot of things on my mind.
This isn't Bob singing, is it? This isn't the Bob singing, is it? The main artist is the bit. Who's singing?
Like those friends of yours that keep bringing me down, just hanging around all the time.
Orange Juice Blues.
I've had a hard time waking most mornings, and it's been that way for a
I love
month
the
or
blues
more.
vibe to it.
You've had things your way, but now I've got to say, on my way out the door, why don't you get right? Try to get right, baby. You haven't been right with me. Why don't you get right? Try and get right, baby. Don't you remember how it used to be?
A sax and the piano. Unreal. Hearing the sax in something like this is just really exciting. I don't know. I don't think I heard sax in the Bob's work to date. I don't know that I have. And if Bob isn't fronting this, is he just playing the acoustic guitar? What's he doing on the instruments throughout this? I feel like there's going to be a lot of questions that come up, especially if there's like alternated lead singers or fronts in this. This is so good though, dude. I'm really enjoying the heck of it. And the blues sound, feeling like I'm hearing kind of like the Beach Boys-y sounds. I'm kind of hearing like the Beatles-y sounds. I'm kind of, and then like, I don't know, like really a lot of the music I would go on. I'm hearing like that sax in particular reminds me of music I've heard in Home Alone, like the movie. Like I feel like a lot of music heard sounds like this.
You everything being beautiful, beautiful, and I ain't coming back no more. But can't you get right? Try to get right, baby. You haven't been right with me. Why don't you get right? Try and get right, baby. Don't you remember how I used to be?
It has this kind of 12-bar thing. I'm loving this. Those little leads. And that's all just with the guitar and some reverb, you know? It's not like they had like effects pedals then. I really loved that vibe. It had this kind of fun bluesy thing, this kind of fun, like, again, 12-bar thing, but I don't know that it was a full 12-bar affair. Like, it was really just kind of like a walking song. And I guess maybe it's the live component, the swing of the song that makes me kind of feel like like that vibe of a Dead jam. I'm really enjoying that. Like, this is really good. And this one is Million Dollar Bash.
Well, that big dumb blonde with a wheel gorged turtle, that friend of hers with his checks all forged and his cheeks in a chunk with his cheese in the cash. They're all gonna be there at that $1 Million Bash. Ooh,
The
baby.
organ.
Ooh, baby. Ooh,
The harmonies with the bob.
Everybody from right now to over there and back. The louder they come, the bigger they crack. Come now, sweet cream, don't forget to flash. We're all gonna meet at that $1 Million Bash.
His use of meter, and then going into this.
Ooh, baby, ooh, it's that $1 Million.
These soaring harmonies on Ooh Baby Ooh Wee, right? Like, ooh baby. But you've also got like the guys in the band behind him. And when you hear this it feels like the band has got to be a Southern band, but I don't think they are. I think that they're just kind of taking influence from like maybe Appalachian sounds. But it's like when you hear this,
Ooh, baby, ooh,
it's just, it really does soar. It presents such an emotion.
Well, I took my consular out to the barn. Silly Nellie was there, she told him a yarn. And along came Jones, emptied the trash. Everybody went down to that $1 Million Bash. Ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, it's that $1 Million Bash.
When this released in 1975, has the band already become the band? Like, and maybe that's a dumb question, but this is coming from a complete place of ignorance. So, like, in 1967, when this was recorded, I don't take it that the band was, or the band were, called the band? Please let me know which is more grammatically correct there. Also, is it the band were a band or the band was a band? Either way, let me know both the grammar and the context of the band. Like, when in 1975 this was released, were people already a fan of the band? And like, was this like a double whammy hit? Like, people were like, oh my gosh, Bob and the band? How did it work?
They're too high.
What was the timetable like?
My stones won't take. I get up in the morning, but it's too early to wake. First it's hello, goodbye, then push and then crash. Well, we're all gonna make it at that $1 Million Bash. Ooh, baby, ooh,
I love this.
ooh, baby.
That sound, the ooh baby ooh.
It's that $1 Million punched myself in the face with my fist. I took my potatoes down to me mashed, and I made it on over to that $1,000,000 bash. Ooh, baby, ooh, ooh, baby.
I love it, man. It's good
It's that
stuff.
$1,000,000 bash.
Yazoo Street Scandal. That, I think, might have been my favorite so far. Whoa. Is that a harmonica? Is that a swampy harmonica?
Started out in the night, the light that took me down. See the wind of you.
That's Bob.
Ran through the town.
That's Bob's voice, but that's not at all the way I've heard Bob sound ever. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the Bob.
See the wind of you. Ran through the town. It's against the law to be a tonic man.
His
But
vocal
the wind
editing.
I know.
Your effect?
You got the upper hand.
What's he doing on his voice?
So I went on in, feeling kind of wheezy. You know, just soothe my mind, boy. She rocked me kind of slow and easy all day, all night. A big
The drums make me happy.
Before you go, it's a long trip to Mexico. Eliza's waiting by the door. I can't stay here anymore. No, no.
There's a little bit. It's like the only. It kind of reminds me vaguely of some of Maggie's Farm, right? Like the attitude in which he delivers the song Maggie's Farm, but it's significantly altered because it's. I think kind of a maybe a harder rockin' song, and maybe he's pushing, like he's taken Maggie's Farm's attitude and he's kind of pushed it a little bit further. That Lila waited at the door, absolutely nuts.
I can't stay here anymore. No, no. Then she took a pill. She washed her feet in the mud. She said, "Look out, son, you know. I just got in a flood for 40 days and 40 nights."
Oh man, his biblical imagery throughout his songs is always interesting.
My shoes. And Liza called my name.
Like
She said it looked to her.
it makes me think that the Bob is like a pretty well-read dude, like, or at least he listens to the stories of the Bible, and like, of course, I mean, I know, like, I believe he's like culturally Jewish. I don't know if he had like a religious upbringing in Judaism or you know, like I've heard, I think that he did Christian music. I'm not quite sure. I don't know. I frankly am not like looking to have that discussion, but I'm it's amazing how often I see religious imagery and stuff come up in his writing.
Then I grabbed my shoes, and Liza called my name. She said it looked to her like it's gonna rain. Then it got king. It came in joking.
Is it like a delay effect or a reverb effect on his voice?
I ain't joking. King punched the wall. She said, "Now don't you tease me. I just fell in love, boy.
Do-do-do-do-do.
So rock me kinda slow and kinda easy all day and all night."
The bass line of this song and how walking it's been has been one of my favorite things. I'd say that to be the case throughout the whole album. I mean, it really does have such an interesting walk to it.
Sweet Beyonce.
I'm gonna go back to hear the instrumental again. This is a nice blues sound. I feel like especially that slide sound affected things in the future. Like, I feel like that wow, 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 wow sound we heard all throughout is definitely a sound that other rock and roll artists picked up on. Zeppelin. Going to Acapulco.
I'm going down to Rosemary's. She never does me wrong.
Is that like an organ with just a really, really, really slow fan?
She puts it to
Or like an oscillating?
plain as day and gives it to me for a song.
The sounds in this,
Wicked.
the sounds in this are so interesting because it's like you've got this crazy oscillation sound, but then you have such clean sounds, and then you've got this voice over the top of it, and it creates such a dirty and such a clean sound at the same time, which is just, I mean, incredibly dynamic.
It's a wicked life, but what the hell? Everybody's got to eat,
Whoa.
and I'm just the same as anyone else when it comes to scratching for my means. Gone to Acapulco, going on the run. Cold down to see soft gun. Gonna have some fun.
My wife is gonna love this. I love this. I want to hear that guitar lead again, just going into that transition. That was so nice. I felt like that. It felt like a Fender like amplifier, like a blues. I don't know. It might have been like a Fender Bassman, like an old Fender Bassman, or it might have been like I don't know. At that time period, maybe maybe a Bassman. That sound though, or like an old Tweed amp. Such a clean sound. Like old 6L6 tubes. Or 6V6s. I think 6L6s were the older ones and 6V6s were the new ones.
Now whenever I get up and can't find what I need, I just make it down to Rosemary's and get something quick to read.
I mean, honestly, guys, this really feels like a lot of the kind of what the framework of what it is I've heard the Dead do, but it's like without the long extended jams, right? Like you don't have, Jerry ripping one open or Brent like slaying one down for 5 minutes within the song, which is a bummer, but it feels like it's the same kind of vibe, right? Like you've got the same amount of instruments, you've got the kind of earnest lyrics, and then
It's not a bad way
It's just
to
that
make
vibe.
a living, and I ain't complaining none. For I can blow my plum and drink my rum, and then go on home and have my fun.
love this
Gone to
song.
Acapulco.
the harmonies. version of Dylan I have heard. This could be recency bias, but this might just be my favorite version of Dylan I have heard. There is just such an element to hearing this like jam bandy kind of thing. And yeah, it's not like a Rolling Stone, right? It's not like the folky stuff. It's not like Rainy Day Blob. But it's like, it's so fun. It's so soulful. And I really can't help but hear the fact that he's just making music with his buddies in a basement. And like, you can hear that presence. You can hear that sound. And it's got those things I love about just like live music all wrapped into a song in this sound. You can feel their clothes brushing up against one another as they play. You can feel them getting excited whenever they see a lead get ripped in the middle of the transition. Like, and those things make the music.
Have some fun.
This has just been such a good experience, man.
Someone offers me a joke, I just say no thanks.
And I'm loving the guitar work.
I try to tell it like it is and keep away from cranks.
Just love the bluesy guitar leads, like the pentatonic leads that are kind of happening behind this thing are so soulful. And the organ behind the harmonies. That song ripped, dude. That really did. And again, I feel like you can hear so many different influences throughout music and even just the individual instruments as we go through it, right? Like you hear sounds that go on to be in rock and roll way after 1975 and certainly after 1967. Here we go. Katie's Been Gone.
Katie's been gone since the springtime. She wrote one time and sent her love.
This isn't Bob, is it?
Katie's been gone for such a long time now. I wonder what kind of love she's thinking of. Dear Katie, if you could hear me, I can't wait to have you near me. Dear Katie, since you caught that bus, well, I don't know how things are with us. I'm still here, and you're out there. Katie laughed when I said I was lonely. She said there's no need to feel that way. Katie said that I was her only one, but then I wonder why she didn't want to stay. Dear Katie, if I am the only one, how much longer will you be gone?
You go from this sad kind of thing to this upbeat kind of thing, and it's got cheerful melancholy throughout, But it's kind of, even the questioning. Like you said, I was the only one, but you left. When you coming back, there's that to it. But then there's like kind of this upbeat feeling to it, a huge musical and lyrical juxtaposition by design.
Okay, won't you tell me straight? How much longer do I have to wait? I believe you, but please come through. I know it's wrong to be apart this long.
Is there a lap steel or a pedal steel guitar being played?
Be here near me. Katie's been gone and now her face is slowly fading from my mind. She's gone to find some new places and left the old life far behind. Dear Katie, don't you miss your home? I don't see why you had a wrong. Dear Katie, since you've been away, I lose a little something every day.
All of
I need you here, but you're still out there. Dear Katie, please drop me a line. Just write love, tell me you're fine. Oh, Katie, if you can.
All of these songs I've heard seem like tremendous jam vehicles. Like if you saw this in a live concert setting, you would just be able to see them really, really like, I don't know. It feels like it could be easily, like, obviously this seems rehearsed, but it feels like in the same breath, it could be turned into improv and fun jamming really, really quick. And I don't know, it almost feels like this is introducing the framework to what would become a jam scene later.
Hear me, I just can't wait to have you near me. I can only think, where are you, what you do, maybe there's someone new.
That uplifting ending that on the major bing, that was good. Okay, so this is Lo and Behold.
I pulled out for San Antonio. I never felt so good. My woman said she'd meet me there, and of course I knew she would. The coachman, he hit me for my hook.
It's kind of nuts to me to hear how much older the Bob sounds in this album compared to his other albums, because a lot of times he's got the high pitch voice where he's kind of once upon a time, and in this case, the coachman,
And he asked me my name. I'll give it to him right away, and I hung my head in shame.
Of his name.
Lo and behold, looking for my lo and behold. Get me out of here, my dear man. I come in.
Bro, the harmony work. Again, how many rock bands heard this and were like, well, that's our bread and butter now?
Looking for my lo and behold. Get me out of here, my dear man.
You got high and low, and that's the... My dear man, my dear man.
I come into Pittsburgh.
It's good stuff, dude.
It's 6:30 flat. I found myself a vacant seat, and I put down my hat. What's the matter, Molly dear? What's the matter with your mound? What's it to you, Moby Dick? This is Chicken Town. Lo and behold,
All right.
lo and behold, looking for my.
What's it to you, Moby Dick?
Lo and behold, getting me out of here, my dear man. I bought myself a herd of moose. One day she could call her own. And she came out the very next day to see where they had flown. Now I'm going.
You hear that high-pitch organ in the background? It really creates this ethereal space
She
within this.
came out the very next day to see where they had flown. Now I'm going down to Tennessee. Get me a truck or something.
I love it.
I'm gonna save my money and rip it up. Lo and behold, looking for my lo and behold, getting me out of here, my dear man.
The harmonies on this are the first harmonies that I'm hearing this and really connecting that the band that is playing with the Bob, the band, is the band, and that does the weight where I can hear those harmonies and, you know, take a load off. And when I hear this I in My Dear Man, it connects that dot for me for sure.
Getting me out of here, my dear man. I come in on a fast wheel, and the boys, I sure was slick. I come in like a ton of bricks, laid a few tricks on them. Going back to Pittsburgh, count up to 30. Round that horn and ride that herd, gonna thread up. Lo and behold, looking for my lo and behold, getting me out of here, my dear man.
The raw and dirty feel of this whole entire thing has really been the definition of kind of capturing lightning in a bottle and allowing music to be what it is in like this ebb and flow form and not necessarily in this everything has to be perfect noise form, and I appreciate the heck out of it. Bessie Smith. Ooh.
Bessie was more than just a friend of mine.
Modern music is using this noise now.
We shared the good times with the band.
How many bands took this harmony concept and ran away with it for like sexy songs?
Bessie was more than just a friend of mine. We shared the good times with the band. Now many a year has passed me by.
The bass line is so special in this.
I still recall the best thing I ever had. Now I'm going down the road to see Bessie. Oh, see her soon. I'm just going down the road to see Bessie Smith. When I get there, I'm wondering what you'll do.
I honestly, this one is now really combating going to Acapulco.
Well, I tried them all, and then some. But if you're lucky, one day you'll find out where it is you're really coming from. Now I'm going down the road to see Bessie. Oh, see her soon.
It feels like there is about a billion songs in my head that this sounds like, and it feels like this happened before every single one of them. And because of it, I can't think of any particular one song off the top of my head that this feels, you know, to be the inspiration for, because there are, I mean, honestly, it just this dun 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 dun. Dun.
I'm just going down the road to see Bessie Smith. When I get there, I'm wondering what she'll do.
It's got a sound that's so reminiscent of so many other sounds. that noise was brought to you by Hammond, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, man of La Mancha, that was such a good solo. That was such a good moment of transition of music. That soulful organ sound, holy actual cats. That, honestly, this, I've said it a couple of times. I just keep hearing songs that reconfirm it to myself. Like, the Bob has had so many good sounds that I've heard, and I've liked everything that he's done. But this is far and wide the sounds I'm most excited about.
Some foolish moves, but back then I didn't worry about a thing. Now and again I still wonder to myself, was it her sweet love or the way that she could sing? So I'm going down the road to see Bessie.
Bessie Smith is now the favorite of the Soulful.
Ooh, see us soon.
1, 2.
I'm just going down the road to see Bessie Smith. And when I get there, I'm wondering what she'll do.
Cute dog. That was such a good song, dude. Clothing line
After
Saga.
a while we took in the clothes. Nobody said very much.
This sounds like the Rolling Stones.
Just some old wild shirts and a couple pairs of pants which nobody really wanted to touch.
Sounds like the Rolling Stones, but with the Bob.
Mama come in and picked up a book and Papa asked her what it was. Someone else asked, what do you care? Papa said, well, just because. Then they started to take back their clothes, hang them on the line. It was January.
I don't know if that was like a harpsichord or a guitar.
It was January. It was
That was keys.
January the 30th. Everybody was
Well, man, maybe it was a guitar. That.
feeling fine. The next day, everybody got up, seen if the clothes were dry.
This has got some
Dogs
experimental
were
sounds.
barking, my neighbor passed. Mama, of course, she said hi. Have you heard the news? He said with a grin. The vice president's gone mad. Where? Downtown. When? Last night. Gee, that's too bad.
This feels like there has been such an element of improv throughout what they're doing. Like Bob kind of lays out, or Bob and the band, however it works, kind of lays out like a structure for the song and says like, all right, boys, key is C, drummer give us the tempo, or here, I'll start us off and just follow along. And it kind of feels like that's really the foundation of the song. It feels like they had to have just discussed it a little bit before and everybody just kind of went on with it and like, hey, you know, decided who was going to take what kind of front and transitions. I really think that's how it must have gone down.
Well, there's nothing we can do about it, said the neighbor.
It's just so fluid.
Just something we're gonna have to forget. Yes, I guess so, said Ma. Then she asked me if the clothes were still wet. I reached up, touched my shirt, and the neighbor said, are those clothes yours? I said, some of them, not all of them. He said, you always help out around here with the chores? I said, sometime, not all the time. And my neighbor, he blew his nose.
This is very day in the life, isn't it?
Just as Papa yelled, Come back in the house and bring them clothes. I just do what I'm told. So I did it, of course. I went back in the house and Mom met me, and then I shut all the doors.
Okay. That really was just a day in the life. You could kind of hear him talking there at the end of that song. Did you hear that? Frig. Yeah, you kind of hear him talk there at the end. Kind of nice. Apple suckling tree. Ooh, I love this piano and bass. Nice imagery to it, right? Like it's not the song that's changing my life or anything. Honestly, like and maybe I don't like it because I'm sitting here kind of contending with the fact that Clark, my dog, my basset hound right next to me laying on this chair just farted, and so it's like I'm hearing this song under the, you know, the green cloud of my dog's fart. Such is life. Super happy that they're letting this organ player just rip, because I mean he's ripping. But I will say, I ain't got welcome chemistry, not my. Ooh, I love the way the drums ended it. Please, Miss Henry.
Well, I've already had 2 beers. I'm ready for the broom. Please, Mrs. Henry, won't you take me to my room? I'm a good old boy, but I've been sniffing too many eggs, talking too many people, drinking too many kegs.
What is sniffing eggs? Is that a euphemism for something I'm not aware of? Or is that just him being abstract as Bob does?
Please, Mrs. Henry, please. Please, Mrs. Henry, please. I'm down on my knees, and I ain't got a dime. Well, I'm groaning in the hallway. Pretty soon I'll be mad. Please, Mrs. Henry, won't you take me to your dad? I can drink like a fish, I can crawl like a snake, I can bite like a turkey, I can slam like a drake. Please, Mrs. Henry, please. Please, Mrs. Henry, please. I'm down on my knees, and I ain't got a dime.
It truly, I think it's in the harmonies that I hear the most influence in rock and roll throughout this so far. Just hearing what these guys do together is unreal. And in a basement, like you can tell.
Now don't cry me,
they just all
lady,
played
I'll
together.
fill up your shoe. I'm a sweet bourbon daddy, and tonight I am blue. I'm 1,000 years old, I'm a generous bomb. I'm T-boned and punctured, I've been known to be calm. Please, Mrs. Henry, please. Please, Mrs. Henry, please. I'm down on my knees.
T-boned and punctured, but I'm bound to be calm. Do you think maybe that line there is a conversation, is a him talking about his accident? Like, did he get hit by somebody, or did he like just get in an accident on his own? Because I feel like that might be a comment on his accident. Maybe I'm totally off here and just connecting dots that don't exist.
And I ain't got a dime.
Man, they're filler
I'm
noises.
starting to drain.
The chemistry.
My stool's gonna squeak. If I walk too much farther, my crane's gonna leak. Look, Mrs. Henry, there's only so much I can do. Why don't you look my way and pump me a few? Please, Mrs. Henry, please. Please, Mrs. Henry, please. I'm down on my knees, and I ain't got a dime.
The harmonies kill it so hard. I mean, honestly, it's Basement Tapes. Perhaps it's do you consider this an official Bob Dylan album or release? Because I'm going to be honest, this is, and I've said it time and time again, but through the 11 songs already, this has been my favorite sound of Bob. But is it fair to call this favorite sound of Bob? Also, people that watch this channel, I watched a Tom Petty documentary, and Tom and the band, the Heartbreakers, I guess, played backup band for Bob Dylan, which, you know, is just something I'm like, oh, wow, cool. I like Tom Petty, and he played with Bob Dylan. But I never once thought to myself to go and listen to Tom Petty with Bob Dylan, because it was like Bob Dylan, and I didn't know Bob Dylan, so it was like I didn't really care. Was that a good era of the Bob? Should I be listening to Tom and the Bob? Because I feel like maybe this is something I've completely, like, just ignored, and now I'm sitting here thinking, like, man, I like both of these things. Maybe that would be really cool. This is Tears of Rage.
Carrying you in our arms on Independence Day, and now you throw us all aside and put us on our way. Oh, what dear darling want? Neath the sun would treat her father so. To wait upon him hand and foot, yet always answer no.
Is this a comment on America?
Always answer no. Tears of rage, tears of grief. Why I'm always the one who must be the thief. Come to me now, you know it. Sorrow and life is brief.
Spotify lyrics are so off.
To stand. Now I want you to know that while you walked, discovered that there was no one true. That I myself really thought it was just a childish thing to do.
So when Bob is recording this with the band in 1967, is the band, and in 1975 is the band an established act as the band? Thank you.
Tears of rage, tears of grief. Why am I always the one who must be the thief? Come to me now, you know it. So alone, and life is brief.
This song is amazing.
It was all very painless when you ran out to receive all that false instruction which we never could believe. And now the heart is filled with gold, as if it was a purse. But oh, what kind of love is this which goes from bad to worse? Tears of rage,
I
tears
really like
of
this song,
grief.
Tears of Rage.
Why am I always the one who must be the thief? Come to me now, you know we're so alone, and life is brief.
Why must Tears of Rage, Tears of Grief, why must I always be the thief?
Carry
Come to me now, you know we're so alone and life is brief. Wow. I actually just really, wow. What a comment on life. Too much of nothing. And it seems as though this begins like the B side of the album potentially. Okay, here we go. So it's 12 and 12.
too much of nothing to make a man feel at ease. One man's temper rises where another man's temper might freeze.
That's such an interesting concept.
Now it's that deal.
Because I've always been a man whose temper kind of freezes up. It doesn't. I don't boil over really. Like I just don't have a temper to lose, right? Like where other people are completely the opposite. And I just think, again, some people are just designed and wired to like one reaction, and others are kind of wired differently. And it's just a comment on humanity. I definitely, though, yeah, as far as
man's temper rise,
I've just never had that fuse that went off, you know?
another man's temper might freeze. Now it's that day of confession, and we cannot mock a
The
soul.
walk up here.
Oh, when there's too much of nothing, no one has control.
That was so interesting. It really did climb. Dun 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 dun. It was really,
Now it's that day of confession, and we cannot mock
and
a
it
soul.
climbed. It continued.
Oh, when there's too much of nothing, no one has control.
And
nothing can cause.
You know, and this is years before Candyman by the Grateful Dead was recorded. Technically, like, this came out 3 years. This would have been recorded 3 years before, like, Working Man's Dead and American Beauty, but these harmonies sound like it's all over. And I believe I read somewhere, or in maybe the comment section or something, that Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young kind of worked with the Dead on those harmonies. Were Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young doing it before these guys were?
Give her all my salary on the waters of
Maybe it was just Crosby, Stills, and Nash that did it. Maybe Young had nothing to do with it.
Well, there's too much of nothing can cause a man to weep. He can walk the streets like most and boast of what he'd like to keep. But it's all been done before, it's all been written in the book. And when there's too much of nothing, nobody should look. Say hello to Valerie, say hello to Vivian, give her all my salary on the waters of oblivion.
You think they started doing LSD at this point in time? Because I think they might have.
Now too much of nothing can make a man a liar.
Oh.
It can cause some men to sleep on nails. It can cause others to eat fire.
I think he's commenting on putting on an act there, right? Too much of nothing can make a man a liar. It caused some men to sleep on nails and other. Yeah, I think he's commenting on putting on an act.
Everybody's doing something. I've heard it in a dream.
And that build up
But when
again.
there's too much of nothing, it just makes a fella mean.
I think that this is kind of an early phase of tension and release in rock, right? Where you have this progressively building thing, and it kind of drives
Heard
it,
it in a dream.
and it kind of holds out a little bit longer than you expect it to.
It just makes a fella mean.
And back.
Hello to Valerie. Say hello to Vivian. Give her all my salary on the waters of oblivion.
These harmonies are just so. I'm so obsessed with them, and this whole thing. I'm so obsessed. Yeah, heavy and a bottle of bread. Okay. A bottle
the
of
comic book
bread.
and me, just us, we caught the bus. The poor little chauffeur, though, she was back in bed. On the very next day, with a nose full of pus. Yay, heavy and a bottle of bread.
Okay.
Yay, heavy and a bottle of bread. Yay, heavy and a bottle of bread. It's a one-track town, just brown and a breeze too. Pack up the meat, sweet, we're heading out. For Wichita in a pile of fruit. Get the loot, don't be slow, we're gonna catch a trout.
Love this song so much.
Get the loot, don't be slow, we're gonna catch a trout.
The use of meter, the piano in the back.
Get the
Or the
loot,
organ.
don't be slow, we're gonna catch a trout. Now pull that drummer out from behind that bottle. Bring me my pipe, we're gonna shake it. Slap that drummer with a pie that smells. Take me down to California, baby. Take me down to California, baby.
This is largely a 2-chord song.
Take me down to California, baby. Take me down to California, baby. Yes,
It's largely a 2-chord song, but it sounds like it's more chords because of the dynamics of the bass and the organ behind what 2 chords you're hearing.
booking me just us, we caught the bus. Poor little chauffeur though, she was back in bed.
And I love the way he says that. Yeah, the comic book in me, just us, we caught the bus. That's a
On the
fun way
very
to
next
say it.
day with a nose full of pus. Yay, heavy in a bottle of bread. Yay, heavy in a bottle of bread.
Kind of feels very much like a
Yay,
picnic way to
heavy
say
in a
that.
bottle of bread. Yay, heavy in a bottle of bread.
You hear the in the back. It really sounds like this is kind of early psychedelia. Love that song. Yeah, heavy in a bottle of bread. That stuck with me today.
King on the rising. Ooh, it's all been ground down to molasses.
Ooh, the accordion?
You should have been on the river in a 19 and 10.
I'm not the only one that says 19 and 10. Suck a butt to anybody that has told me, Walter, why do you say 19 and 10? It's 1910. Just do it. Okay. Sorry if that was too much for some of the more sensitive of my viewers. I've lived with this for the last 2 years. But just so let's run that back.
On the river in a 19 and 10.
I love the Appalachian sounds
They were
here.
driving the women just like they drove the men. I go down on Hannah, the don't you ride no more.
It almost sounds like the low voice, the ooh, is Roy Orbison.
Don't you rise up till the judgment day's for sure. Ain't no more king on the rising. It's all been ground down to molasses.
I'm loving the mandolin.
Captain, don't you do me like you done poor old Shine.
Do we have Bob and the band's fronting right now?
Well, you drove that pulley till it went stone blind.
Is that the Bob? I have asked many times throughout this video, is that the Bob? Do me the kindness. If it is the Bob, tell me which song it was or wasn't the Bob in the moments I asked, is that the Bob?
Wake up, old lifetime, hold up your own head.
Oh,
Well,
man.
you make it a party, and then your mind gone dead.
No, that's not the Bob. molasses. The instrumental sections in this whole album. It's been fantastic. Is the Bob playing the Mando? Kind of sounded like there was a washboard or the spoons being played there. Crash on the Levee.
Crash on the levee, mom. Water's gonna overflow.
Overflow. Crash on the levee, mom.
Crash on the levee, mom. Water's gonna overflow.
Overflow. I love that.
Swamp's gonna rise. No boat's gonna roll. Now you can train on down to Williams Point. You can bust your feet, you can rock this joint. But oh, mama, ain't you gonna miss your best friend now?
Bob is maybe a voice actor with the best of them, just in a musical context.
You're gonna have to find yourself another best friend somehow.
Like, he's got a voice for almost any context, you know?
Try and move me, you're just gonna lose. There's a crash on the levee and mama, you've been refused.
It's amazing how much attitude can replace a broken meter.
Sugar and salt for salt. If you go down in the flood, it's gonna be your fault. Oh, mama, ain't you gonna miss your best friend now?
No.
Yes, you're gonna have to find yourself another best friend somehow.
The Saga rips,
Well, the high tide's rising. Mama, don't you let me down.
Definitely a 12-bar bluesy thing here, and I'm
Pack
loving it.
up your suitcase. Mama, don't you make a sound.
Like, it's the way he goes down, sound. Like, his personality at the end of some of these words just make me so happy.
Mama, don't you let me down.
Down.
Pack up your suitcase. Mama, don't you make a sound. Now it's king for king, queen for queen. There's gonna be the meanest flood that anybody's seen. Oh, mama, ain't you gonna miss your best friend now? Yes, you're gonna have to find yourself another best friend somehow.
I'm loving this. Oh my gosh. I'm literally getting ready. My wife and I are getting ready here after I'm done with this. We're like going up to up north to hang out in the mountains with some of her family. And I'm really excited about that because we're going to have like a almost 4-hour drive, and I'm going to get to listen to this with her and be like, babe, you're going to love it. And this is Ruben Remus.
This morning,
I could go for Ruben.
put it in your hat. 'Cause no one to read it. And I know that you knew that. I bought a joke, a trick or two, just to bring and show you. Caught you with the tricks.
Is this the band guy or is this the Bob guy?
Sometimes I wonder how you knew. A hypnotist, fancy talker, Ruben Remus ain't no doctor.
That sounded a little bit like Ozzy.
Ruben Remus ain't no doctor.
That sounded like Ozzy. That guitar.
I knew the man. I tried to remember just where it was. I'd seen his face long ago in a movie show. He was that Batman singing babe, moved by his nursery rhyme. The story of the rabbit man. The like to help you if I can. I know the film would only shock her. Ruben Remus ain't no doctor.
Yes.
He only needed what you had, asked for nothing more. Said he'd like to take you on, but it's been done before. You couldn't see he's a traveling man, and he cannot take your hand. It's very hard to understand why his song would never bend. Medicine man would have never knocked her. Ruben Remus ain't no
Is there something about, like, is Ruben Remus a person, or is this like a fictional person made up for the intention of the song? I love it. That ain't no doctor at the end.
Ruben Remus ain't no doctor.
And these leads are noise.
No one seen you since he's been gone.
Yeah, I think Sting probably heard this, the lead singer of the Police, and thought, you know what? I could bottle some of that attitude up.
No one seen you since he's been gone. It's been a day, maybe more. I took a walk in your yard and knocked on your back door. Why won't you let me in? I'm not the one who did you in. Is Mr. Remus still your friend?
Mr.
You
Remus.
say you don't remember him. Turn me down, would you? Well, I've got news for you. Turn me down, would you? Can't you tell? I'm gonna change your mind before
That little clap sound that you heard kind of echoing, everything about that song was a lot of fun. I loved honestly, the lyricist made me super happy. This one is Tiny Montgomery.
Well, you can tell everybody down in old Frisco, tell them Tiny Montgomery says hello.
Okay. You hear the harmonies?
Now every boy and girl gonna get that thing, 'cause Tiny Montgomery's gonna shake that thing. Tell them everybody down in old Frisco that Tiny Montgomery's coming down to say hello.
All right.
Skinny Moo and T-Bone Frank, they're all gonna take on down by the Mountain Bank. One bird book and a buzzard and a crow. Tell them all that Tiny's gonna say hello.
Who's Tiny? I'm interested in Tiny Montgomery.
Scratch your dad and do that bird. Suck that pig and bring it on home. Pink that.
You like that? He kind of a little bit of a self-referential moment. Suck that pig and bring it on home. In case you didn't know what I was talking about, I don't know why you wouldn't, but Bringing It All Back Home was a 1965 Bob Dylan release. If you're watching this video and you don't know that,
dough, tell them all that Tiny says hello.
we might be in the wrong place. Or the right place if you're discovering the Bob and you just happen to have done it on this video.
Now he's a king of the drunk and he squeezes too. Watch out, Lester, take it, Lou. Join the monk, the CIO. Tell them all that Tiny Montgomery says hello.
What is CIO?
Now grease that gig and play it blank. Tell him gone out and gas that dog. Trick on in, flower that smoke. Take it on down, begin to grow. Now play that low and pick it up. Take it on in and says hello.
I feel like this could be a couple of different things, and I feel like, of course, there is that element where Bob is just an abstract and kind of absurdist writer in some parts of his writing, but also I feel like part of the intention is for you to like listen and just let the song happen and like make abstract connections in your brain, and it's supposed to mean whatever it is you interpret it, but it also kind of feels like maybe there's a little bit of psychedelic imagery within the song and existence of Tiny Montgomery in his world as well. I don't know. This certainly has felt like a I feel like maybe Bob has found acid now.
Down in old Frisco, them all Montgomerys says hello.
I will say this seems tremendously less sad and personal than Blonde on Blonde did. But it makes you wonder, what kind of perspective one gains out of a tragic thing, because I can definitely tell you, like, the big tragedies in my life have certainly shaped the framework of the man that I am. And I'd say that's the same for everybody, right? Like, the way you handle things and move forward from things affects your life forever. And certainly, like, I would imagine a big motorcycle accident that puts you into, like, kind of recluse for a while is one of those life-changing things. I find myself wondering if all throughout my journey into Bob's work, if it's going to be one of those moments where it's just purely he is an abstract absurdist writer with some meaning to it. I'm not sure. But I also feel like, again, he'd come off what felt like a heartbreak in maybe the Blonde on Blonde album, and this kind of feels like he's just letting music heal him in a way. I could be talking out of my butt, so do tell me what your impression of it is. You ain't going nowhere. And this seems to be the most listened to song in terms of plays on the
Clouds
albums.
so swift, rain won't lift, gate won't close, ratings froze. Get your mind off winter time. You ain't going nowhere. Tomorrow's the day my bride's gonna come. Oh, are we gonna fly down in the easy chair? I don't care how many letters they sent. Morning came and morning went. Pick up your money and pack up your tent. You ain't going nowhere. Tomorrow's the day my bride's gonna come. Oh, how we gonna fly down in the easy chair?
I gotta be honest, as a guy that has, within the last 2 months, like almost 2 months ago, in like 10 days, it will be like, well, maybe 12 days, it'll be like 2 months since I like eloped, and I have like this wonderful new bride, and like life is really wonderful. I find myself smiling a lot, and there's this tremendous fulfillment and sense of amaze of like waking up as the little spoon to this person who loves me, right? And like, I don't know, there's a little bit of a vibe in this. Like, I can kind of remember like knowing the day she was flying to me, the day before that. I can remember what it was like because very recently, like, she flew here, and then a couple of days later we got married, right? And so I can remember that feeling like, woo-wee, my bride, tomorrow's the day my bride's going to come. And I don't know, that to me, that one particular lyric rings particularly true in my heart and makes me smile. And yeah, it's honestly been like I'm definitely a classic newlywed. I'm very happy. I'm very smiley, and there's happiness and abundance. And like, I don't know, to hear this, and just to be able to, I guess, relate to that excitement of like, ooh-wee, tomorrow's the day my bride's gonna come. I don't know. It's something I can absolutely positively just relate to and be happy about.
Buy me a flute and a gun that shoots, tailgates and substitutes. Strap strap yourself to the tree with roots. You ain't going nowhere. Oh, we ride behind. Tomorrow's the day my bride's gonna come. Are we gonna fly down to the easy chair? Genghis Khan, he could not keep all his kings supplied with sleep. But we'll climb that hill no matter how steep when we come up to it.
This lead guitar tone is honestly really powerful.
No matter how steep when we come up to it. Oh, we ride me high. Tomorrow's the day my bride's gonna come. Oh, we're gonna fly down in the easy chair.
I don't know what flying down in the easy chair means, but I like it. I like it a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 songs to go. This makes me sad. This has been tremendous. I really this has been amazing. This has felt really like listening to a live band, you know, like this feels like being in like such a live intimate show where it's just like, I mean, almost like it's in I mean, I know it's in the basement, right? But it feels like you're just hearing a really good band in like a pub or like a bar, and you're with friends, and you're just like, man, the band is ripping tonight, right? And everybody's like, yeah. Don't you tell Henry, okay?
Yes, I went down to the river on a Saturday morn. I was looking around just to see who was born. I spied a little chicken down on his knees. I went up and yelled to him, please, please, please. He said, don't you tell Henry. Don't you tell Henry.
He's getting it.
Don't you tell Henry. Apple's got your fly. Yes, I went down to the beanery at 12:30. I was looking around just to see myself. I looked high and low, and I looked up above. Well, who did I see but the one I love? She said, now don't you tell Henry.
And the piano in this is incredible. The ragtime piano sound is just nice.
Apple's got your fly.
The lead. This is in top 3 for sure.
Yeah, I went down to the whore.
That was the best solo. That was easily my favorite of the solos throughout. I mean, it didn't quite hit Bessie Smith or going to Acapulco. Well, maybe it did though. I don't know if this is my favorite song, but that was my favorite solo moment within the song, right, within the album for sure.
The other night I was looking around, I was out of sight.
I was out of sight.
Yeah, I went down to the whore house the other night.
Why was he there?
I was looking around, I was out of sight. I looked at it home and I saw it new. I looked for a cow and I saw me a few. They said, don't you tell Henry. Don't you tell Henry.
We're not telling Henry about going to the
Don't you
whorehouse,
tell
huh?
Henry. Apple's got
Evil woman. Narrow. Am I wrong?
Don't you tell Henry. Don't you tell Henry. Don't you tell Henry. Apple's got your fine.
Bum, bum, bum. Evil woman. Loving this. Don't you tell Henry was good. 4 to go. Man, this is sad. I'm gonna listen to this a lot. Nothing was delivered.
Nothing was delivered. And I tell this truth to you. Not out of spite nor anger, but simply because it's true. Now I hope you won't object to giving back all of what you owe. The fewer words you have to waste on this, the sooner you can go. Nothing is bad.
Oh man.
Nothing is bad.
Dude.
Take care of yourself, get plenty rest. Nothing is better. Nothing is better. Take care of yourself, get plenty rest. Nothing was delivered, but I can't say I sympathize with what your fate is going to be. Yes,
Those
for telling
leads are
all those
so
lies.
telling in emotion.
Now you must provide some answers.
There's such an emotional depth to this, and I think it's just delivered in the dynamics of the instrumentation, the way the musicians will drop out, let the vocals happen, and then continue on, right? Like and again, it feels like there is a human presence there because it's being done live. It doesn't feel like it's so robotic and like that, you know, they were overthinking what they were doing. This just feels like living in a moment music, and it's so pure. I love it.
For what you sold that's not been received. And the sooner you come up with them, the sooner you can leave. Nothing is better. Nothing is best. Take care of yourself, get plenty rest. Now you know nothing was delivered, and it's up to you to say just what you had in mind when you made everybody pay. No, nothing was delivered. Yes, and someone must explain takes to do this, then that's as long as you remain.
This is one of those songs I don't necessarily know what to make of the lyrics. I feel like it's one of those songs that you can abstract into connecting your own life and a few different things, but I don't know that it was written about any one thing, if that makes sense.
Nothing is better. Nothing is better.
Da 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 da. What is that noise? It feels like it's coming from a song that completely ripped off this. Da 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 da. I don't know what it sounds like.
Nothing is best. Take care of yourself. Get plenty rest.
I think hearing Bob with harmonies and just a worthy band behind him, like, not that the other bands weren't worthy, but this is just a totally different kind of worthiness. I think that there's a more presented chemistry here. We've got 3 songs to go. I seem to clear. I think I might like. I don't know if I like side A or side B better. Let's open the door, Homer.
Now there's a certain thing that I learned from Jim, that he'd always make sure I understand. And that is that there's a certain way we all must swim if we expect to live off of the fat of the land.
It's like proto-environmentalism.
Now there's a certain thing that I learned from my friend Mouse.
Okay.
That fella who never blushes, and that is that one must always flush out his house. If he don't expect to be housing flushes.
One must flush out his house if he don't expect to be housing flushes. Okay. What does that mean? Now, the other thing, the organ that happens behind all of the music really just flourishes and flies and really holds it.
Take care of all of your memories, said Nick, for you cannot relive them. And remember when you're out there trying to heal the sick, that you must always first forgive them. Open the door, Richard.
He pushes that. I love it. That was nice. He ain't working on Maggie's farm no more either. This is Long Distance Operator. Ooh. We got some harmonica. got to be one of the band guys.
Long distance operator, please place this call. You know it's not for fun. I gotta get a message to my baby. You know she's not just anyone.
There's again that 12-bar blues thing that's happening here. It doesn't feel like Bob is fronting this one, but it's got such a presence,
There are thousands in the phone booth, thousands at the gate.
That's the guy that kind of has that Aussie feel to him.
There are thousands in the phone booth, thousands at the gate.
The atmosphere and presence they
Everybody
create.
wants to make a long distance call, but you know they're just gonna have to wait.
Well, boy, talk about a song that isn't timeless anymore, right? That harp is amazing. Bob in the 12-bar blues was meant to be. It's just a good sound. Well, or the band in this case. Maybe 12-bar blues, just a good sound.
Everybody wants to be my friend, but nobody wants to get higher. Everybody wants to be my friend, but nobody wants to get higher.
Especially when he sings that, I think, Ozzy.
Long distance operator, I believe I'm strangling in this telephone wire.
Oh, wow. Let's hear him run it down. Loving the instrumental it's ending on. Bow, 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 bow. I think I like side B better, guys. And we're coming up on the last song. This has been such a fun journey. This has been a ripper. I love it. The last song, This Wheel's on Fire. Not to be confused with Alicia Keys and The Girl That's on Fire.
If your memory serves you well, we were going to meet again and wait. So I'm going to unpack all my things and sit before it gets too late. No man alive will come to you with another tale to tell.
You really...
And you know that we shall meet again if your memory serves you well.
Mr. Jones. It kind of has a little bit of a Mr. Jones vibe to it, but it also, I feel like in this particular run, you hear so many different versions of the Bob's voice. You get so many different like pronunciations, characteristics, different sounds that he makes. You get more of a shouting element. You get more of a low volume element. You get more of a dynamic element. You hear his work with harmonies. There's just a lot of different editions of Bob that you don't hear otherwise.
Wheels on fire, rolling down
got so many different sounds like that this could have gone on to inspire, like that explode. I feel like I've heard that in so many different directions. There are so many different areas. And again, like when you hear this rolling down the road part, like there's just a lot of different dynamics to it.
If your memory serves you well, you remember you're the one. They call on me to call on them to get you your favors done. And after every plan had failed, and there was nothing more to tell, you knew that we should meet again if your memory served you well.
I wonder what this song is a comment on, if it is at all.
This wheel's on fire. It's rolling down the road. There's no if I'm my next of kin, this wheel shall explode.
This was absolutely an incredible sound. I am so happy with it. I really do actually think that this has been my favorite sound of the Bob. It doesn't sound like a Bob album, first and foremost. I still think that Blonde on Blonde or Highway 61 Revisited are easily the two I've returned to the most. But this is just a totally different sound, and maybe there is that recency bias on why I like it more. But I really do think that this is just a sound that I would casually like more. This had all of the fun sounds of the things about Bob I liked, like feeling like it was just cut into a room, right? Feeling like it was a whole bunch of dudes that went into a room, captured lightning in a bottle, and went about their day. But this felt like it had more of a friendship to it, right? This felt like this had some kind of retreat and earnesty and made for just the passion of making it. And honestly, maybe that could be argued about all of his albums, but particularly for me, that's what stood out. And honestly, it was just a lot of fun. It was just so cool to see him in this context. Guys, I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for the positivity that you show both to me and to one another. Continue to be the best. And until I see you next, be introspective and consider the birds. Love you guys. Goodbye.